Hello folks, Dance Man here, coming to you with a review of South Park, The Fractured Butthole. Now first of all, let me just say this first. Today is my clan leader's birthday, Mel B. So I'm wishing her a happy birthday with this review. So without further ado, here's my review of South Park, The Fractured Butthole. Now, for those of you playing this game, it's a hit or miss. You guys might like it, some of you might not. If you like South Park Stick of Truth, or like South Park in general, you might actually like this game. The combat mechanic has definitely changed since the first game, and it is clunky. Although I'll get yelled at for saying it was clunky. But it's doable once you master how your powers work. Okay, so really that's not too bad. The story basically takes place right after Stick of Truth, where you're still the king, and then all of a sudden it's like, then there's a problem where there's a missing cat. So Coon and friends get together to try to get this cat so they can make their franchise, which basically they're doing DC versus Marvel, which is kind of funny. You've got the Coon and Friends and the other superheroes. I forget the name of that group offhand, but it basically is led like, you know, like the X-Men, with Timmy being like Professor X style. You got Stan as Toolshed. And on the other side, you've got Eric Carmen playing Coon. You got Kyle playing his Kite Guy. You know, Kite Man or whatever. You know, there's a lot of funny stuff. You even have Professor Chaos, who is quite literally one of my favorite characters. Same with Tweak. But Tweak and Craig in the game do a bit of an anime kind of thing together. Apparently, I missed something in the show where Craig and Tweak are actually boyfriends. I don't know. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but if it is, oh boy, I missed that. To say the least, the storyline was good. I couldn't finish it because I rented it from my local Redbox, so I never did get to finish it, but I did see the ending before. The daily powers that you use, you got Moses, you got Classy, which is a type of hooker. You got apparently Gerald, Kyle's dad is one, which I never did unlock. And of course you got the 200 guys, Jimbo and Ned, who are like the most funniest of them all when it comes to the actual attack. The game itself is good, but I did have a couple of problems, in my opinion. The animation did get junky at points, and so did the, what was it? Some of the lip syncing was a little off, you know. I mean, I had subtitles on, so I heard what they were saying by the subscripts, but basically it has its little glitches. There is a combat mechanic in it of get away from the enemy, which I noticed that in two sections. One was later on in the game, which was where you had to get out of the retirement home, which was actually kind of funny. It's like an endless wave of old people you're beating the snot out of. And then the first one, which I'm sorry, but this game has really pushed the boundary on mature. I'm surprised it was rated M for mature. The whole strip club scene, the Peppermint Hippo, I could have actually gone without that section of the game just because of the male grinding stuff where you have your character grind on a guy to get information out of him and you're farting on him. I could have went without that, and of course the getaway one with the strippers where you had this really huge BBW person that squishes you and it's a one-hit kill on you. I could have went without that. I could have also had them tone down the language a little bit. I mean, I did hear every time that you were with Classy, you heard nigga, nigga, nigga. I'm like, okay, this is a little much. I understand that Matt and Trey actually did a good job, but they did really put a lot of like stuff in it that would make any parent iffy of this game, especially whenever you were doing the talks with like the school counselor, Mr. Mackey. You know, he was talking about cisgenders or transgenders or anything like that. I mean, I thought it was a bit much. If you're a parent, it's a bit much. I mean, this game is basically tuned towards those who like South Park and who aren't afraid to, you know, have this stuff said. But as a parent myself, I wouldn't want my children playing this game because it does throw in a lot of confusion on why this is relevant to the game. Why do I have to know if my character is a male or female when I picked it in the beginning? Why would I have to say that he's gay or if he's straight? I mean, why would I have to do that? And of course, the religion part of it, that really, in my opinion, is weird. The difficulty of the game is actually also another small issue I have. If you want to play it on casual, which is like your easy setting and all that, you're white. But if you want to play on mastermind difficulty, your character is black. I just feel that that should not even be there. I mean, yeah, I know it's kind of funny that maybe a black guy can handle the more difficult stuff, but I feel that the game really just loses its lust whenever it does that. So I feel that that's kind of meh. I'm not going to complain about too much because I know if I say more, the comments below are going to blow up saying I'm racist or not. I'm not. I just feel that this is like a crossover of Grand Theft Auto with South Park when it comes to that. The RPG elements in the game are pretty good. You get artifacts that give you more power, which then in turn you can do the missions. I think the highest is like 800 or something, or 900. I don't know. But honestly, it's a game that's like a 50-50 to me. It does come with a season pass kind of deal. I think it did. It has some extras, which are okay. I mean, meh. But overall, the game is not bad. It does do Stick of Truth justice by doing better. But then again, it also pushes the boundaries of what you could say a child of like 17 or above can play. I mean, I see parents that are like, they're 12-year-olds, oh, I want to play South Park. Okay, well, they didn't watch it to know it. I mean, they pushed the boundaries when they did the movie, the bigger, longer, and uncut. But now it seems like they decided to cut off all the censors, making it that they'll say nigger, fuck, all that stuff. And it does get on you a little bit. Your powers of farting have also changed. You can also reverse time, pause time. The reverse time is good if you want somebody to get a turn skip. Pausing, you can pause and then smack somebody. There's also a go back in time feature, which I did not unlock yet. But your fart powers are there. You also got special powers like Farcore, which I kind of found funny with Kite. You know, you're jumping and you go with the button press, quick time event. And then, of course, the one that really got me laughing my butt off was when you stuck a hamster up your rear end and shot it out like a cannon. There's also a mini game section where you sit on toilets and have to do the button moves and all that. Some of them are difficult. I even had trouble, especially when you have to do pressing buttons and then move the sticks either up, down, or in a circle or whatever in a certain combination. I mean, those are tough. I do miss, though, the fact that the costumes are only cosmetic. They're not, they don't give you power. You don't got weapons like in the first game where I was able to be like an elven character where I could look like Link. I mean, you actually can get costumes that make you look like Master Chief. If you do the Uplay from Ubisoft, you can look like Iron Man. Or my personal favorite I've been running around is Ezio Auditore de Firenze, where I'm going around as an assassino, but yet I don't have my hidden blade. I mean, that's a power-up artifact, but I would like to have the blade, you know, be part of the game. Overall, here's my rating on it. Out of 10, folks, I'm rating it... See, this is what hurts me a little bit. I'm rating it a 7 out of 10. Because it would be an 8 if it wasn't for all the little extra uncensored stuff. The swearing, the saying of the word nigger, and, you know, fuck, shit, you know. I like South Park. I don't hate it. I just think that they need to tone it down. Maybe they should have put in a filter for kids so they could play it. Because other than that, the game is definitely beautiful. And it's definitely not one like Shadow of War where you have to get microtransactions to play it. You can play the game and not have to get microtransactions because they're not even in the game. But see, this is one of the better games of Broketober. Okay, so 7 out of 10. I give it an 8 if it had a filter, you know, for the language. Because really, it does push my boundaries a little bit. I don't like hearing nigga all the time. I mean, I don't like it. I mean, when I played Grand Theft Auto 5, I didn't like that first section where you just kept hearing it constantly. And every time you see, like, Classy, she's saying it. Or, you know, whenever you're in that strip club scene. I mean, I don't mind strip club scenes, but this one just made me sick because it's cartoonish. And the fact that you had the BBW on screen that could one kill you, I felt like that whole section of the South Park game could have actually not have been in it. You know, to please those who have weak stomachs. I mean, I just feel that that section was completely unnecessary. I mean, it really was. I mean, that's where it probably got its M rating. In fact, I'm surprised it didn't get an A for adult rating. And nowadays, it might actually, because somebody might play and say, wow, okay, this needs an A rating right off bat. But in my opinion, it just needs to be toned down a little. But a 7 out of 10 is not a bad rating for a South Park game. I gave Stick of Truth an 8 out of 10. It would have been a little bit better if it had the progression system like it does now. And maybe a little less innuendo. You know, some games it's best to have less of that and more of the fun stuff than having the innuendos. I mean, this is like Grand Theft Auto with South Park paint job on it. But all in all, guys, 7 out of 10. Would I recommend to buy it? I'd wait until it reaches like the $20, $30 bin, especially with Black Friday, and get the gold edition. You know, but other than that, I wouldn't recommend it fully unless you are a South Park fan and really wanted to play it just so you could get the continuing story of the new kid. Okay? So, that's my review of South Park: The Fractured Butthole. Next review is going to be my toughest. It's going to be Assassin's Creed Origins, which that one is going to be a fun one because that has got micros in it, as far as I know. So until then, folks, I will see you guys next time. Peace.